Hello, friends. Welcome to Smriti Notes for Biotechnology. In today's lecture, we will study about molecular markers and different types of molecular markers, that is PCR based and hybridization based. Before starting with molecular markers, let us see why do we need to have molecular markers. That is because of the reason genetic variation. Genetic variation means every human is unique, but if we were to look at our genomes, we will find that we are 99.9% the same. That is, the remaining 0.1% is responsible for all these differences. The genetic variation can be of different types, like single nucleotide morphism, that is used for studying diseases association in complex disease, indels, that is small insertions or deletions that causes disease in coding regions due to change in the reading frame. Next is tandem repeat variation, segmental duplications and translocations. Now let's start with markers. Markers are unique variations in an individual or a group of individual. And these markers can be of three types, that is morphological markers that helps in the skin color, nose shape or height. Biochemical markers, that is through gel electrophoresis. And the last one is molecular markers, which we will study in detail, that is variable and heritable. A good marker should be polymorphic, stable, Mendelian inheritance characters, and easy and inexpensive to assay. Now we will study in detail about molecular markers. They are used due to there may be a base pair change, rearrangement, insertion, or a deletion. It has various applications like used in fingerprinting, genetic mapping, seed testing, gene tagging, disease diagnosis, and so on. So before going to hybridization and PCR markers, let us start with dominant and codominant markers. Dominant marker means that they cannot differentiate between homozygous and heterozygous individual, whereas in codominant it can differentiate between homozygous heterozygous individuals. Dominant marker has various bands, whereas a codominant marker has 1 to 3 bands. Example of dominant marker is RAPD, AFLP, whereas for codominant the example is RFLP or CAPS. Now let's start with hybridization and PCR based markers. So let's start with hybridization based marker, that is the variation in the length of DNA fragments produced by specific restriction endonucleases from genomic DNA of two or more individuals of a species is called hybridization, also called as non-PCR technique. The very first is restriction fragment length polymorphism. That is, the genetic markers resulting from variation or change in length of the defined DNA fragments that is produced by digestion of a DNA sample with the help of restriction endonucleases. Now let's study the process. First, we isolate a high quality of DNA, and it is then digested with a combination of restriction enzyme. I've shown the coding sequence. The highlighted sequence, that is GAATTC, is then down replaced with again GAATTC. That is, it recognizes a highly specific oligonucleotide sequence on a restriction site. After the digestion with a combination of restriction enzyme, then the fractionate digestion samples are then visualized by electrophoresis and the fragments are transferred to the membrane. It follows southern blotting, that is detection of specific DNA sequence in DNA samples using nitrocellulose sheets. Next step is hybridization, in which the hybridized with radioactively labeled DNA probed is used to detect by autoradiography. It has various advantages, disadvantages, and application. Advantages, that it is a codominant marker. It's need high quality DNA and helps to study phylogenetic relationships. The disadvantages include it requires very large amount of DNA, it is expensive, time consuming and laborious. And the applications are it can be used in forensic medicine study, disease status, identifying breeding lines of varieties. Now next type of marker is PCR based markers. That is, with the help of primer and DNA polymerase enzyme, the amplified fragments are separated electrophoretically and banding patterns are detected by different methods, that is staining and autoradiography. The first type of PCR based marker is random amplified polymorphic DNA. That is, they are genetic markers resulting from PCR amplification of genomic DNA. They are dominant markers and they require no prior knowledge of the DNA sequence. Let's study the process, that is, the DNA genome is isolated and then the DNA is denatured. Annealing of DNA, template, and primer. The complementary strand synthesis takes place, and then the amplified products are visualized by gel electrophoresis and are identified. And the denaturing of DNA is done at 94 degrees Celsius for 1 minute. It is used to study genetic polymorphism. For each method, I have mentioned advantages, disadvantages, and its application. It is very important that you write the advantages, disadvantages for all of them along with their application. Almost advantages and disadvantages are same for all. It is used in genetic mapping, F1 identification, seed testing, diversity studying, and like the repeated ones which we studied in hybridization markers. Next type of marker is amplified fragment length polymorphism, that is AFLP. If there is any difference between corresponding DNA fragment from two organisms, that is A and B, that is detected by amplified restriction length polymorphism technique. The total genomic DNA is digested with a pair of restriction enzyme, and then the adapters of known sequence are then ligated to the DNA fragments. In the next slide, I've shown the diagram as well. With the red color pen, you can see the adapters of non-sequence are then ligated, and then primer complementary to the adapters are used to amplify. And then the PCR amplified fragments can be separated by gel electrophoresis. The advantages are it is extremely sensitive, it has wide scale applicability, it is used for mapping, it can be analyzed on automatic sequences. Whereas some of the disadvantages are it is highly expensive, it requires more DNA than RAPD, and it is required more experiencing of sequencing gel. And the application, it is useful for breeders to accurate plant improvement, genetic mapping, very fast mapping, fingerprinting, and so on. Next technique is microsatellite, also called as simple sequence repeat. It is developed from genomic libraries and can be amplified for identification by the polymerase chain reaction. That is, it involves 3 basic steps. They are denature, annealing, and extension. It is denatured at high temperature to separate the DNA strands and then cooled to allow annealing of primers and then extension of nucleotide through satellite. It is used to detect by certain hybridization, and it also helps in detecting dispute paternity cases. Some of the advantages are it is a PCR based technique, so only low quantities of template DNA are required. Small length and unique flanks can be used. Disadvantages, it shows PCR error in genotype scoring, and difficulty in interpretation. Some of its applications are it is used for population genetics, gene mapping, and analysis of germ plasm connection. Next is cleaved amplified polymorphic sequence. It is a technique in molecular biology for analysis of genetic markers. They are amplified by PCR using specific 20 to 25 base pair primers, followed by digestion of PCR and the products with restriction enzyme. Both RFLP and CAP works on the principle that genetic difference between individual can create or restrict endonuclease restriction site, and the difference can be detected in resulting DNA fragment length after digestion. It does not require southern blot hybridization and radioactive detection procedure. In this method, the amplified segments can be analyzed by allele-specific oligonucleotide probes, a process that can be done by simple dot blot. Next is sequence characterized amplified regions, that is SCAR. The DNA fragments are amplified by PCR. The length polymorphisms are detected by the gel electrophoresis. They are quick and easy to use, and the applications are the same. They give us high reproducibility. And the process involves the DNA are cut and cloned the polymorphic band. Then the sequence of the interest and design specific primers to amplify the band of interest. And then the reamplification of temperate will be shown. These are not so very important markers. The very important ones are covered in the earlier part of this video. These are mentioned in the syllabus, so I have just written about them so that you get to know about them. So in this lecture, we covered all the important molecular markers and PCR based and hybridization based markers. If you have any other doubt, comment and let me know. And do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome back.